Hi everyone, today we are going to see bar chart. So this bar chart illustrates the results of a British survey on types of houses people liked, taken in 2005. So the survey was taken in 2005 and it is based on that particular year. um, the the housing preferences in the UK based on the types of houses they prefer. So this is what the thing is. Sorry. Yeah. So when we see closer, you can see that there are three regions here. We have three regions: London, Oxford, and Cambridge. And the year is 2005. UK is the province. UK is the in UK it happened. So the preferences to flats, terraced houses, detached houses, semi-detached houses. And this is the percentage here. So in London, around 60 percentage of the people preferred flat in 2005. This is what the thing is. Whereas under 30 percentage in Oxford, they preferred flat. Just 20 percentage preferred from Cambridge preferred flats. So this is what the statistics is. This differs from the types of houses. Actually, we can say flats, terraced houses, detached houses, semi-detached houses. So the highest preferences for flats is in London. The highest preferences for detached houses is in Cambridge. You can say semi-detached houses are equally preferred in Oxford and Cambridge than in London. So let's see in detail what we can write as an overview of this thing. You can say there are fluctuations in the pattern, that's it. We can say that there is a fluctuation in the pattern of preferences of houses in the UK in 2005 as per the survey taken. So as per the survey taken, this is what the thing is. Let's see a clear-cut introduction here. Information on the housing preferences of people in three different regions in the UK in 2005 is depicted in the given bar graph. So you can say information on the housing preferences of people in three different regions, which are the three different regions, London, Oxford, and Cambridge, in 2005 is depicted in the given bar graph. Yes. It's clear from the survey, it's a survey report, it's clear from the survey that the preferences varied more widely in case of flats and detached houses than the other two types. The preferences varied all through the types. But you can say the preferences varied more in case of flats and detached types than the other two things. So here the preferences variation are not that too much, but you can see the variations are very wide in these two regions, in these two areas. That's the types of flats and detached houses. Okay, so this is what the thing is. So we have seen the housing preferences difference. Overall you can see that there, except terrace houses and semi-detached houses, the other two, flats and detached houses, the variations, the fluctuations in the preference pattern is very high. This is what the overview is. As for the chart, most people in London and Oxford preferred flats. You can see most people in London and Oxford preferred flats. So Oxford, most people preferred flats. London, most people preferred flats. This is what the thing is. Whereas in Cambridge, it was detached houses. In Cambridge, it was detached houses. When about 60% of the residents in London liked to live in flats, yes, around 60%. In Oxford, this proportion was just its half. Yes, it was just its half, almost half, we can. Only a fifth of the Cambridge residences preferred flats. A fifth means around 20%. Only a fifth of the Cambridge residents preferred to live in flats. So I move on to the second paragraph. The second most preference of people in Oxford was semi-detached houses. So the first most preference was to flats. The second most preference of the people of Oxford was to semi-detached houses. It is here. Okay. Followed by detached one. So detached is here. So the white one is Oxford. Second most is semi-detached, and the first one, followed by detached one. When around 25 to 28% of them opted to live in these types of accommodations, 25 to 28, they prefer to live in these types of accommodations. People in London showed lesser interest in these types of settlements. So these two types of settlements, people in London showed lesser preferences to these two types of settlements. When their proportion was recorded as low as 10 in case of detached tribe, so it is as low as under 10% in the detached tribe. Over 35% of the Cambridge residents like to live in these houses. Okay, over 35% of the Cambridge residents like to live in these houses that is detached tribe. You can say detached tribe. So this thing here. The least preferred accommodation type by all these three city dwellers was terraced houses. This was the least preferred type. None of their preference proportions went above 20%. So none of these preferences went above 20%. This is what we can see. So all this data is not depicted here. We can say that this particular thing here in semi-detached houses, the preference of the semi-detached houses in Oxford and Cambridge is almost the same. So it is not mentioned there, and you can say this particular data is missing there. So I don't think that is that much significant there. So all the data, if I include all the data, then it will be difficult for me to summarize the information. It will be difficult for me to compare the information properly. In order to summarize the information, or in order to compare the information, I need to go with some adjustments. You don't need to go ahead with all the types, all the figures there. So you need to make sure that the things should be summarized, it should be concise, there should be clear-cut overview. So that's it, and this is the explanation of this particular task one. We have a clear-cut introduction. It shows what is a picture, what is it about. It shows a clear-cut overview. It means there are more variations in two types, that's in flats and detached houses. Then they said the things about flats, and then they said about semi-detached and detached houses. The third paragraph deals with terraced houses, that's the least preferred. So grouping is done. All the figures are not given. Almost all the significant points are mentioned there. So it is well and good. It's concise, well organized, grouped, comparisons, and concise. Yes. Thank you.